What is happening?
Really, really good.
I don't hate it. I feel like I'm gonna like hallucinate off this or something. Are you ready for a taste test video? So if you haven't seen it yet, I actually went to 99 Ranch Market for the very first time, very recently, with my friend Shu Ting. 99 Ranch Market is a big Chinese grocery store. It's actually Taiwanese American. It's the biggest one in the US. It's extremely popular in California, and I've lived in the Bay Area for 4 years, so I have no excuse. Why had I not gone before? But regardless, I finally went, and I have the video linked down below. And by the way, my friend Shu Ting is actually from Guangdong province in China, so it was really cool to like walk around a Chinese market with someone who actually knows what they're looking at. I think first up, we should start with the one that amused Shu Ting the most, which is the Want Want. The Want Want, apparently it's the brand Want Want. I don't know, she was telling me about how when she was a kid growing up in China, this was the brand that like everyone wanted. Like this was like the cool brand of snacks, you know? So let's see, Notori, Serini, product, original flavor, which doesn't tell me much. And if I didn't have Shu Ting there, I probably wouldn't have read the ingredients, and I just would have been like, this is just a giant cracker. I don't need to taste this. But she was like, oh, this is fish. And I'm like, huh? Guess I'm tasting it. So I think it's mostly fish and sugar. It sounds very Southern China. I'm pretty actually like unfamiliar with Southern Chinese cuisine, I realized. Okay, I would have known there's fish in it the second I opened this. Okay, it is not as crispy as I expected it to be. So this is just like a sheet of cracker type material. I don't know, and it's kind of like bendy. Like you're not gonna, it's not gonna like crack, you know what I mean? Like, it's a little disturbing. I probably should have had a drink nearby to wash things down with that. It fell on the floor, but it's okay. I can't even bite it. It's chewy. It tastes like an Asian market. Very fishy. It's pretty sweet. I don't hate it. It's just the texture that I don't like. I almost want that flavoring to be like on a seaweed snack, you know, because that seaweed snack, it like is so crispy and like crunchy. I don't know, there's something so satisfying about seaweed snacks. But this is like limp. Good flavor, questionable texture in my personal opinion. But I know Chinese people also like that chewy texture where you have to chew for a long time. I got this durian candy, right? Durian milk candy, mostly because Shu Ting's roommate Parker has never had durian. So I thought that it was necessary that he try something that is not fresh durian, like I did, you know? Just let's ruin it for him real quick. So I just cracked the package open and then went, oh, gotta turn the camera on before I open this. I can seriously, it reeks of durian. I feel like sometimes durian smells like rotting melon, and sometimes it smells like gasoline. This smells like gasoline. So Shu Ting's gonna try some first.
It is very strong. That's what I used to have.
Oh, good.
Pretty authentic, I think.
Okay, that's good, that's good.
So excited.
So what I've heard is that it smells bad
first?
but it doesn't taste as bad. That's what I've heard.
You want to like?
Do you want to smell it first?
Wow. Oh my god. Honestly, it kind of smells like gasoline.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Right? Well, cheers.
Oh, wow.
That's like gasoline candy.
It's so chewy. It's pretty mild though.
Yeah, it's not,
it's
it's not that crazy. Kind of like the taste in the back of my mouth is like really weird.
I feel like when you get into it and you chew it, it's more like a milk candy.
Yeah.
With like a light durian flavor. Just breathing as I eat it, like it comes out my nose kind of. You should still try fresh durian though.
Yeah, I want to.
It's different, it's just as mild.
Okay.
Very mild, it's just the smell.
Okay. Interesting.
Got another convert.
Not bad.
So this is a Butterfly brand product, which I believe is from Thailand, and it is Tamarind Candy. Oh, and I probably should have said this at the beginning of this video, but if you're like, why are you tasting Chinese snacks? Like, what's your affiliation with China, white girl? I lived there for like 10 months in 2016. There's probably a ton of videos on the sidebar right now recommended this way, from my time in China. So I'll also have stuff linked down below. Anyways, let's taste this stuff, which is actually not from China, it's from Thailand, but whatever. It's kind of creepy looking. I'm kind of wondering if there's like pits in here. I don't really know how tamarind works. I actually did see fresh tamarind at the store for the first time ever. It looks like knuckles. It's so creepy. But anyways, let's taste it. What is happening? Oh my God. What is happening? The first flavor was sugar. The second, like all sugar, like I'm just biting into sugar. Second flavor, salt, like bang in your face salt. Second flavor, low-key tamarind sourness, and then boom, into spicy. What? That's the most weird like candy experience I've ever had. Or maybe it's not, I don't know. Go watch my other Chinese snack taste test videos. There's probably been weirder ones. Also, comment below with your favorite thing I've ever tasted. Was it the pork floss? Was it the chicken feet? I'm like very hesitant to taste this again. But I like to say, I'll try anything twice. Whew, it just has too much flavor for me, I think. I don't think these are meant to be eaten like pop it in your mouth and just chew it and go. I get the feeling these are meant to be like savored and eaten slowly. Maybe even eaten like with some kind of tea. The flavor left over in your mouth after you eat this is like spicy chili powder, like heat in your mouth. Ooh, interesting. We're gonna try some passion fruit jelly. We'll see how passion fruity it really is.
My grandma used to buy a bunch of these.
Really?
Yeah, she'd always have these at the house.
It says please take separate bite and chew before swallowing. Like don't choke on this. That's actually really good.
It's pretty good. Yeah, very good.
It actually does have a passion fruit flavor, which most things that say passion fruit flavor, they're just like,
you don't get like
regular
full tartness.
Yeah, it's good.
Very good.
So this was recommended to me by Shooting when I asked, what kind of drink should I try? What's a popular Southern China drink? And she said this one, the salted Mandarin drink. I'm loving that there's like ingredients in English. This is so exciting to me. Okay, this is mostly water and sugar. It smells weird. Whoa. I feel like I'm gonna like hallucinate off this or something. I don't know. It tastes like it's thicker than it should be. I don't know how to describe this. Like someone made a tea out of salt water? I don't think that's for me. Okay, I'm done. Why do I dislike this so much? I'm sorry I'm doing such a bad job of explaining this flavor, but it is kind of difficult to explain. Like it has a low-key like Mandarin undertone, but it mostly tastes like super sugary water that someone accidentally dumped some salt into. Next, I wanna try 2 types of pickled veggies. So let's start with the one that I recognized the quickest, which is the salted mustard. It's like a spicy pickled thingy going on. This is super, super, super typical in China. Like this is just on the side of like everything. I feel like I ate this all the time in China. Maybe we were adding it to like noodle soups, which you're probably supposed to just eat it on its own, so we were probably doing it weird. I don't know. That's pretty typical of my life in China, just doing everything really weird. But either way, oh, I recognize this character because I used to watch Fei Chang Wu Rao. Comment below if you know about Fei Chang Wu Rao. Okay, I'm just gonna get my hands like super messy. What's up, dude? You smell food? So this is what it looks like in my hand, just so that you can kind of see what it looks like. It's just good. Ooh, the spiciness is kicking in. Ooh, how much is this gonna grow? The first time I had like spicy Chinese food, it literally made me like feel high. Like it made me have like a reaction, like my brain was functioning like differently because it was so spicy, and I just kept eating it and it built up and it got spicier, and it was this level that I'd never experienced before. And this is not like that, but I was worried for a second that it would be. Yeah, this is just really good. It tastes like the perfect kind of savory. It's like pickled, so it's got this nice vinegary flavor, so it's not like overly salty, it's not overly sweet, it's really, really well balanced. It's just a good pickled vegetable. Like China does this really well. So there's some beans in here that are like really, really good for the texture. Like it almost reminds me of popping a handful of some kind of savory like nut mix. Okay, one more pickled vegetable. This one is shredded kelp, spicy and hot flavor. Oh God. That was me reacting to the fact that there's like this like reddish like chili oil on the edges. That is usually an indicator that this is gonna be very spicy. It is the most saltwatery smelling kelp I've ever smelled in my life. Although maybe I've never really eaten much kelp. I feel like I've eaten like a lot of seaweed, but not a lot of kelp. Huh. I used to pick up kelp and like play with it and like smash it and stuff when I was a kid because we lived like near the beach in Washington. But yeah, anyways. Let's give this a shot. Looks like a vegetable. Okay, like I know this is good for me, so I'm like down to eat it, but it's more briny, that's the word, briny, than any seaweed I've ever tried. That's so crazy, why would that be? I feel like they have lived very similar lives, kelp and seaweed, but maybe not. It's not as spicy as I was like scared of, although I feel like I'm like on the verge of coughing now from spice. This is tasty. And that makes me feel like I could go and grab any of those pickled vegetables that are come in these little pouches in the fridge aisle, and I would like probably all of them. The green onion pancake. Things got so busy because I went to Oregon this past weekend for a wedding, and then when I came back and I took this out of the fridge, it's kind of obvious that there is some mold in here. Yeah, this is like really moldy. Oh, it still smells good too. That's so sad. Like it's so obviously moldy, but it smells really good. Okay, so I promise you guys, next time I do the snack taste test video, I'll try this one. Second thing that expired, this melon, but we can at least cut it open and see what it looks like. Okay, that looks different than I expected. It smells really good. Okay, this might not be as expired as I think it is. We're gonna taste it. Whoa, much crunchier than I expected. Oh my God. Really good. Really, really good. This has the texture of like unripe honeydew melon, you know, the kind that you get at like a buffet, but with the flavor of like super ripe, delicious like honeydew, you know what I mean? The best of the best honeydew flavor with the worst of the worst honeydew texture, which actually ends up being like the perfect melon for me. I'm really into this. So next is the noodle segment. I am gonna first taste what has been told to me is one of the top rated instant noodles in the world, Shin Black from Japan. Shin Black? Honestly, it's looking like a pretty basic instant noodle. Ooh, is this MSG? Yum. That is by far the most powder I've ever poured into a single thing of instant noodles. So does this just taste good because it's full of sodium? I mean, that's why Fung Bien Mian tastes good in the first place. It's gotta have MSG in it, right? MSG is what makes everything taste delicious. Also, did you know Parmesan cheese has MSG? It's not just in Chinese food. I'm not opposed to eating MSG, if you're curious. Obviously. Ooh, it's kind of like a milky color. These noodles have like an actual texture to them. They're not like all the way smooth. The actual noodles have a real like noodle texture. The broth is spicy and it's just standard. It's nothing special, to be quite honest. It's good. I think that if you grew up in the States with like cup noodles, this is gonna be like mind-blowing. But if you've been to Asia, you've seen the sheer number of instant noodles available and you bought one that comes in a bowl like this and maybe even has a packet in it that has like real like visible ingredients in it and like a liquid type base rather than a powder. If you've had all that kind of stuff, this is just gonna be like, it's good. I don't know, standard. The noodles are pretty remarkable for an instant noodle dish though. That's kind of surprising to me. Next up is this. I've actually never seen noodles packaged like this. Noodles on noodles. Yum. These packets. I'm excited about this one. This is really interesting instructions. Supposed to boil this. Stop. Did I catch something on fire? It smells like fire. This is like so complicated. This is the most complicated instant noodles I've ever made in my life. It has no toppings that it comes with. It's just like serve in soup bowl, add topping as you like. It's just a huge bowl of noodles. It's a rich soup and it's 2 servings, so that's why it's in such a giant bowl. I would not call this instant noodles though. I take back that this is the instant noodle segment. This is just the noodle segment, okay? It's so hot. These noodles are bomb. Like they're really good. That makes sense because they were like basically fresh noodles. And when I noticed when I was draining them, like I was pouring them out of the saucepan and they had stuck to the bottom. And when I tried to pull one out, it was so bouncy. It would like stretch and then came off. And I was like, oh, that's a good sign. And this is like a thick, rich broth. They weren't lying when they said rich. This is really good. I feel like a happy fat kid right now. This is extremely salty. It's extremely rich, very like heavy pork bone flavor, like that true tonkatsu flavor, which I'm like amazed that they could get with a soup base like that. It's definitely not as good as like authentic Japanese ramen, but it is like not too far off. And the noodles, honestly, these noodles are up there with like some of my all-time favorite Japanese ramen I've ever had. Like actually sitting down in a restaurant favorite Japanese ramen. I think I actually would add more water to this, but the noodles, amazing. All right, so the last thing that I'm gonna try is something that I'm very skeptical of. That's why I saved it for the last thing. It is mung bean soup, which, if you are from America, this will surprise you, is a dessert. Okay, so the ingredients are water, sugar, mung bean. Let's eat it cold. Let's just go for it. Whoa, it's a fully extending spoon. Oh my gosh, that's so cool. Okay, I feel like I'm eating cat food. Oh my God, that's so bad. Tastes like sugar. I got a taste of it. This is what it looks like. It reminds me of when you dump the water out of like a can of chickpeas. Okay, it's just sugar water with beans in it. It's not so scary. Not appealing to me. Lots of fiber, healthy-ish in terms of like desserts. Very odd. Honestly, I've never had an experience like this where I'm eating a dessert soup. First of all, I don't think I've ever had a dessert soup. Second of all, out of a can. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this snack taste test video. If you want to see more videos of me tasting foods from all around the world, I have a couple playlists below. One of them is all the videos I made tasting different Chinese foods. One of them is an eating around the world in the Bay Area videos. I have an Argentine food taste test video. I have an Indian snack and sweets taste test video, all kinds of stuff. So check out all the links down below. Be sure to follow me on Facebook and Instagram stories. Handles are all linked down below. I am actually, I think, by the time you're watching this video, in Mexico right now for the first time ever. So you'll hear more about that later, especially if you're one of my patrons. You'll definitely hear about that. If you want to become a patron, you get a little bit more content on there. That link is down below. But other than that, thank you for watching and I will see you next week. Okay, bye!